manuscript was written by another Hugo Baskerville. Not the Sir Hugo of legend, naturally, but a descendant. He wrote it for the benefit of his sons Roger and John, with the instructions that they say nothing of the legend to their sister Elizabeth.
I seem to have come into an inheritance with a vengeance. Of course, I've heard of the Hound ever since I was in the nursery. It's a pet story of the family, though I never thought of taking it seriously before. But as to my uncle's death, well, I'm not sure whether it's a case for a policeman or a clergyman.
Quite so. That's why I went to Sherlock Holmes, knowing myself to be an unpractical man suddenly confronted with a most serious and extraordinary problem. You know, Sir Henry, on more than one occasion, your late uncle asked me whether I had, on my medical journeys at night, ever seen any strange creature or heard the baying of a hound.
And have you?
Well, that is...
Shall I run on and stop them?
Not for the world, my dear Watson. I'm perfectly satisfied with your company, if you're prepared to tolerate mine. There's our man.
In that cab.
Come on. We'll have a good look at him if we can do no more.
Whip up, cabby! Whip up, I say!
Come on, Watson, keep up!
Holmes, we'll never catch him.
Blast! Was ever such bad luck and such bad management too? Watson, if you are an honest man, you will record this also and set it against my successes.
Well, who was that man?
I've no idea.
You knew Sir Henry was being shadowed?
How else could it be known so quickly that he was at the Northumberland Hotel? Someone was very deeply interested in their movements. We're dealing with a clever man, Watson. Could you swear to his face?
I can only swear to his beard. It's a pity we did not get the number of the cab.
2704, but that's for later. First, we must pay a call to the district messenger's office.
The district messenger? Cartwright.
Are you up for another investigation, Cartwright?
Just what is it you want doing, Mr. Holmes?
Here are the names of 23 hotels, all in the immediate neighbourhood of Charing Cross. You will visit each of them in turn. Begin in each case by giving the porter 1 shilling. Here are 23 shillings.
Yes, sir.
Tell the porter you want to see the waste paper of yesterday. Say that an important telegram has been mislaid and you are looking for it.
Yes, sir.
But what you are really looking for is the centre page of yesterday's Times, with some holes cut in it with scissors. In each case, the outside porter will send for the hall porter, to whom also you will give a shilling. Here are 23 more.
Yes, sir.
Let me have a report by wire at Baker Street before evening. I believe that's everything, except perhaps a few more shillings in case of emergency.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Cartwright is a good lad. He showed some ability during the Wilson case.
Wilson, the notorious canary trainer, or Wilson of the Red-Headed League?
Wilson, the manager of the district messenger's office.
Oh, dear. We've been involved with so many Wilsons. You're attempting to locate the sender of that message, I take it. You're certain the words were cut from the Times?
Entirely. The detection of types is one of the most elementary branches of knowledge to the special expert in crime. There's a world of difference to my eyes between the leaded bourgeois type of a Times article and the slovenly print of an evening halfpenny paper. Once, when I was very young, I confused the Leeds Mercury with the Western Morning News. But a Times leader is entirely distinctive, and these words could have been taken from nothing else. As was done yesterday, the strong probability is that we should find the words in yesterday's issue. I am as certain of that as I am that the address on the envelope was written in a hotel.
Well, how in the world can you say that?
If you had examined it carefully, you would have seen that the pen spluttered twice in a single word and ran dry 3 times in a short address. Conclusion?
That there was very little ink in the bottle.
Now, a private pen or ink bottle is seldom allowed to be in such a state, but the combination of the two must be quite rare. But it's rare to get anything else in a hotel. Yes, I have very little hesitation in saying that Cartwright will find the remains of the mutilated Times leader, and we will then be able to lay our hands straight upon the person who sent that singular message.
And who trailed Sir Henry Baskerville on Baker Street.
Assuming they are one and the same.
Yes, but why should I not go to Baskerville Hall, gentlemen?
There seems to be danger, Sir Henry.
You mean danger from this family fiend or danger from human beings?
That is what we have to find out.
Whichever it is, my answer is fixed. There is no devil in hell, Mr. Holmes, and there is no man upon earth who can prevent me from going to the home of my own people, and you may take that to be my final answer.
Evidently, the fiery temper of the Baskervilles is not extinct in their lost representative.
I'm sorry, Dr. Watson.
I admire determination, Sir Henry, even when it's rash. But on the whole, I think that your decision is a wise one. Did you know that you were followed this morning from Baker Street?
Followed? By whom?
That, unfortunately, is what we cannot tell you.
When you left us, we at once followed in the hopes of marking down your invisible attendant, but so wily was he that he'd not trusted himself upon foot, but had availed himself of a cab, so he could loiter behind or dash past, and so escape your notice. His method had the additional advantage that if you were to take a cab, he was all ready to follow. It has, however, one obvious disadvantage.
It puts him in the power of the cabman.
Precisely.
Did you get the number?
2704. We sent a wire to inquire about the driver's identity, and he should be waiting to take us back to Baker Street after lunch.
Splendid work, splendid.
Far from it, I'm afraid, Dr. Mortimer. If my thought processes had been quicker, we might have cleared this matter up instantly. On observing the cab, I should have turned and walked in the other direction, then hired a second cab and followed the first at a respectful distance, or better still, have driven here. When our unknown friend had followed you home, we should have had the opportunity of playing him at his own game and seeing where he made for. As it is, by my indiscreet eagerness, we betrayed ourselves and lost our man.
Well, did you at least get a look at this fellow?
Not a close one.
Dr. Mortimer, have you among your neighbours or acquaintances on Dartmoor any man with a black full beard?
No. Oh, wait, let me see. Oh, why, yes. Barrymore. Sir Charles's butler is a man with a full black beard.
And where is Barrymore?
In charge of the hall.
We'd best ascertain if he's really there, or if by any possibility he might be in London.
How?
You will send a telegram, Dr. Mortimer. Is all ready for Sir Henry. Where is the nearest telegraph office?
Grimpen.
Very good. Send a second wire to the postmaster at Grimpen. Something along the lines of, telegram to Mr. Barrymore to be delivered into his own hand. If absent, please return wire to Sir Henry Baskerville, Northumberland Hotel. That should let us know before evening whether Barrymore is at his post in Devonshire or not.
Well, who is this Barrymore, anyhow?
The son of the old caretaker. The Barrymores have looked after the hall for 4 generations now.
And so long as there are none of the family at the hall, these people have a mighty fine home and nothing to do.
Did Barrymore profit at all from Sir Charles's will?
He and his wife had £500 each.
Did they know that they would receive this?
Sir Charles was very fond of talking about the provisions of his will. I trust you don't look with suspicious eyes upon everyone who received a legacy from Sir Charles. I also had £1,000 left to me.
And the residue all goes to Sir Henry? How much?
£740,000.
Dear me. I had no idea so gigantic a sum was involved.
The total value of the estate is close on £1 million.
It is a stake for which a man might well play a desperate game. I'm not sure that of all the 500 cases of capital importance I've handled, there is one which cuts so deep. One final question. Supposing that anything happened to our young friend here, you will forgive the unpleasant hypothesis, Sir Henry, who would inherit the estate?
Well, since Sir Charles' younger brother Roger Baskerville died unmarried, the estate would descend to a distant cousin, James Desmond, an elderly clergyman in Westmoreland. He is a man of venerable appearance and of saintly life. I remember he refused to accept any settlement from Sir Charles, though he pressed it upon him.
Excuse me, Sir Henry.
Yes, what is it?
I thought you would like to see this. The maid found it under cabinet in your room.
Is that your missing boot, Sir Henry?
Yes. And I thought I'd searched every inch of that room. Any trace of the other one?
No, sir. I've made inquiries all over the hotel, but I can hear no word of it.
Well, keep looking for it.
Of course, monsieur. I promise you that if you will have a little patience, it will be found. Excuse me.
The other one, Sir Henry?
Yes, now one of my old black ones is gone. They're playing me for a sucker in this hotel. I'll be glad when Saturday comes and I'm out of here and down at the hall.
There is only one provision which I must make. You certainly must not go alone.
Well, Dr. Mortimer returns with me.
Dr. Mortimer has his practice to attend to, and his house is some miles away from yours. No, Sir Henry, you must take someone with you, a trusty man, who will always be at your side.
Could you not come yourself, Mr. Holmes?
If matters came to a crisis, I should endeavour to be present in person. But it's impossible for me to be absent from London at present. One of the most revered names in England is being besmirched by a blackmailer, and only I can stop a disastrous scandal.
Well, whom would you recommend, then?
If my friend would undertake it, there is no man who is better worth having at your side when you are in a tight place.
Well,
Well, now, that's real kind of you, Dr. Watson. If you'll come down to Baskerville Hall and see me through, I'll never forget it.
Well, of course I'll come. And with pleasure. I don't know how I could employ my time better.
Splendid. Then on Saturday, unless you hear to the contrary, we shall meet at the 10:30 train from Paddington.
Yeah, I've driven my cab these 7 years, and never a word of complaint. I want to know what you have against me.
I have nothing in the world against you, my good man. On the contrary, I have a large tip for you if you'll tell me all about the fare who watched my house at 10 o'clock this morning and then followed 2 gentlemen down Regent Street.
Oh, well, that's different then. Well, he hailed me in Trafalgar Square and offered me 2 guineas if I'd take him where he wanted all day and asked no questions. First, we drove down to the Northumberland Hotel and waited until 2 gentlemen came out. We followed them.
Yes, I know where you followed them. Describe this man.
Well, he's about 40 years of age, middle-height, dressed like a toff. He had a black beard, cut square at the end, and a pale face. I don't know as I could say more than that.
Colour of his eyes?
Oh, I'm sorry, can't say, sir. Oh, but he mentioned his name.
Oh, he mentioned his name, did he? That was imprudent of him. What was the name that he mentioned?
Well, it was just after I dropped him off at Paddington Station. As he was leaving, he turned round and said, "It might interest you to know that you have been driving Mr. Sherlock Holmes." Sherlock Holmes? He said his name was Sherlock Holmes.
A touch, Watson, a definite touch. I feel the foil as quick and supple as my own.
A cunning rascal. He must have known Sir Henry Baskerville had consulted us, conjectured that you, had the number of the cab, and so sent back this audacious message.
This time we have a foeman worthy of our steel.
Mr. Holmes! Mr. Holmes! Mr. Holmes!
Cartwright!
Sorry, Mr. Holmes. I visited 23 hotels, but I couldn't find that cut sheet of the Times.
Careful, as well as cunning. Not to worry, Cartwright. Here's something for your trouble.
I couldn't take anything, Mr. Holmes. I feel like I've let you down.
Well, it just so happens I have another job for you. Go back to the district messenger's office. I'll call on you later.
Very good, Mr. Holmes. Goodbye, Doctor.
Cartwright?
There go 2 of my threads, Watson. There's nothing more stimulating than a case where everything goes against you. We must cast around for another scent.
We still have the wire to Baskerville Hall. I'd say this Barrymore seems like our likeliest suspect.
You will report very carefully to me, Watson. I will not bias your mind by suggesting theories or suppositions. I simply wish you to report facts in the fullest possible manner to me, and you can leave me to do the theorizing.
What sort of facts?
Anything which may seem to have a bearing, however indirect, upon the case, and especially the relations between young Baskerville and his neighbours, or any fresh particulars concerning the death of Sir Charles. When the crisis comes, as it must, I will direct how you shall act. You have your old service revolver, I suppose?
Yes, and I think it might be as well to take it.
Most certainly. Keep it near you night and day, and never relax your precautions.
Come in.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
Ah, Mrs. Hudson. Do we still have yesterday's Times?
As a matter of fact, I was just about to throw it out.
Might I trouble you for it? Thank you. Capital article on free trade here. Permit me to give you an extract from it, Watson. You may be cajoled into imagining that your own special trade or your own industry will be encouraged by a protective tariff, but it stands to reason that such legislation must in the long run keep away wealth from the country, diminish the value of our imports, and lower the general conditions of life in this island. What do you think of that, Watson?
I'm afraid I don't know much about tariffs and that sort of thing, but seems to me we're getting a bit off the trail.
Look more closely. You, your life, reason, value, keep away?
As you value your life or your reason, keep away from the more. This is the article the letters were cut from.
And if any possible doubt remains, it's settled by the fact that keep away is cut out in one piece.
Well, did you deduce anything else from the letter?
Well, the address is printed in rough characters, but the Times is seldom found in the hands of the illiterate.
An educated man posing as an uneducated one.
And his effort to conceal his own writing suggests that writing might be known, or come to be known, by Sir Henry. Also, that they are not ill-disposed toward him, since they warn him of danger.
Or it may be they wish to scare him away for their own purposes.
Perhaps. I confess, I haven't made up my mind whether a benevolent or malevolent agency is in touch with us, but I'm certainly conscious of power and design. And there's one other thing.
Oh, I almost forgot. Begging your pardon, gentlemen, but this telegram was delivered before you arrived.
Read it, please, Mrs. Hudson. We have no secrets from you.
I've just heard that Barrymore is at the hall. Baskerville.
Lost.
Not bad news, I hope.
Nothing to trouble yourself over, Mrs. Hudson. We'll be dining in tonight.
Very good, Doctor.
Snap goes our third thread, Watson, and we end where we began.
Holmes, wouldn't it be wisest for Sir Henry to get rid of this Barrymore couple?
By no means, Doctor. If they are innocent, it would be a cruel injustice, and if they are guilty, we should be giving up all chance of bringing it home to them.
I suppose.
We've been checkmated in London. I can only wish you better luck in Devonshire. But I'm not easy in my mind about it.
About what?
About sending you.
Well, I'm grateful for your concern, Holmes, but I'm not entirely helpless, you know.
Does the name Selden mean anything to you?
Selden? The only Selden I know is the Notting Hill murderer.
Precisely. You remember the peculiar ferocity and wanton brutality of his crimes?
His death sentence was commuted because of some doubts as to his sanity, wasn't it? What did they do with him in the end?
He was sent to Princetown.
Princetown? But that's...
He escaped 3 days ago. He must be somewhere out on the moor.
So long as he's the only thing out there.
Did anything strike you as unusual about Mortimer's account of the death of Sir Charles Baskerville?
Yes. He said that Sir Charles was walking on tiptoe.
Nonsense. Why should a man walk on tiptoe?
He was running.
He was running. Running desperately, running for his life. Running until he burst his heart and fell dead upon his face.
Running from what?
There lies our problem. My word that I shall be very glad to have you back safe and sound in Baker Street once more.
No, gentlemen, we've had no news of any kind.
I can swear to one thing, however, and that is that we've not been shadowed since we called on you. We've never gone out without keeping a sharp watch, and no one could have escaped our notice.
You've always kept together, I presume.
Always.
We had no trouble of any kind.
I have made some inquiries, but the results have, I fear, been negative. One thing only appears to be certain, and that is that Mr. James Desmond, who is the next heir, is an elderly gentleman of a very amiable disposition, so that this persecution does not arise from him. I really think that we may eliminate him entirely from our calculations.
But there remain the people who will actually surround Sir Henry upon the moor.
Quite. There is a groom at the hall, I imagine.
Perkins.
There are 2 moorland farmers. There is this naturalist, Stapleton.
And his sister, Beryl. Lovely girl.
What about the occupant of Laughter Hall? He's also an unknown factor.
Old Mr. Franklin. You'll meet him soon enough, Doctor.
And lastly, Dr. Mortimer, there is yourself.
But, Mr. Holmes, I felt sure that you didn't suspect me.
That's us. Come on, Mortimer.
These folk, Watson, must be your very special study.
I'll do my best, Holmes.
Well, goodbye, gentlemen. I wish you well in Devonshire. Oh, and Sir Henry,
Yes, Mr. Holmes.
bear in mind one of the phrases from the old legend. And avoid the moor in those hours of darkness when the powers of evil are exalted.
You have just heard part 1 of the classic Sherlock Holmes story, The Hound of the Baskervilles, by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, dramatized by M.J. Eliot, and starring John Patrick Lowry as Holmes and Lawrence Albert as Dr. Watson, with Lee Parsh as Mrs. Hudson. Also in the cast were David Natali as Dr. Mortimer, John Armstrong as Stapleton, and Dennis Bateman in the role of Sir Henry. Other parts were played by members of the cast. Incidental music is by Michael Lynch, and our violinist is Coral Sepulveda, with direction by John Patrick Lowry and production by Jim French. The Classic Adventures of Sherlock Holmes is a copyrighted feature of Jim French Productions. The use of the Holmes and Watson characters is by arrangement with the estate of Dame Jean Conan Doyle. This is Dennis Bateman speaking.
From the Journal of Dr. John H. Watson. As our train pulled out of Paddington Station, I looked back at the platform and saw the tall, austere figure of Sherlock Holmes standing motionless, gazing after us. I recalled his words of warning to me.
Bear in mind one of the phrases from the old legend, and avoid the moor in those hours of darkness when the powers of evil are exalted.
The legend spoke of a terrible supernatural beast, a ghostly hound which supposedly stalked all males descended from the notorious Sir Hugo Baskerville. Now Sir Henry, the last of the Baskervilles, was returning home to claim his birthright, and I had been charged by Holmes with protecting him and with investigating the sudden death of his uncle, Sir Charles.
The Classic Adventures of Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. featuring John Patrick Lowry as Holmes and Lawrence Albert as Dr. Watson. Tonight, The Hound of the Baskervilles, Episode 2.
In a very few hours, the brown earth had become ruddy. The brick had changed to granite, and red cows grazed in well-hedged fields, where the lush grasses and more luxuriant vegetation spoke of a richer, if damper, climate. Young Baskerville stared eagerly out of the window and cried aloud with delight as he recognized the familiar features of the Devon scenery.
Look at that view, gentlemen. I've been over a good part of the world since I left it, but I haven't seen a place to compare with it.
I've never met a Devonshire man who didn't swear by his county.
You must have been very young when you last saw Baskerville Hall, Sir Henry.
I've never seen the Hall, Mortimer. I was a boy in my teens at the time of my father's death, and he lived in a little cottage on the south coast. From there, I went straight to America. So it's all as new to me as it is to Dr. Watson, and I'm as keen as possible to see the moor.
Well, then your wish is easily granted, Sir Henry. There it is.
My God.
Well there.
What's going on?
Just a precaution, sir. Dr. Mortimer, are these men known to you?
Yes.
Very good. Move along. Move along.
Mortimer, what's happening here? That fellow looked like a soldier.
Holmes told me something about it before we left London. The convict escaped from Princetown. He's been out 3 days now.
The warders watch every road and every station, but they've had no sign of him yet.
You see, this is a man that would stick at nothing.
But who the hell is he?
It's Selden, the Notting Hill murderer.
One of your old cases, Watson?
No, but I recall Holmes took an interest on account of the peculiar ferocity and wanton brutality of his crimes.
And this man's out there somewhere. As if I didn't have enough to deal with. First the legend of the Hound, and then a
Over there
murder-
it's still, Sir Henry. Baskerville Hall.
It's just as I imagined it. Watson, isn't it the very picture of an old family home? To think that this should be the same hall where my people have lived for 500 years. And now it's mine. It strikes me solemn to think of it. Dark, though. No wonder my uncle felt as if trouble were coming on him in such a place as this. It's enough to scare any man. You'll see, Watson. I'll have a row of electric lamps up here inside 6 months. 1,000 candle power Swan and Edison right here in front of the hall door. You won't know it again.
Welcome, Sir Henry. Welcome to Baskerville Hall.
Why, thank you. It's Berryman, isn't it?
Barrymore, sir. And my wife, Eliza.
Would you wish dinner to be served at once, sir?
Wait, is it ready?
In a very few minutes, sir. Will Dr. Mortimer and Mr. Watson be staying?
Dr. Watson.
Nothing for me, thank you, Mrs. Barrymore. I'll be driving straight home.
Mortimer, you'll stay for dinner.
No, I must go. I'll probably find some work awaiting me. I'd stay to show you over the house, but Barrymore will be a better guide than I. Goodbye, Sir Henry. And never hesitate, night or day, to send for me if I can be of service.
Good evening, Dr. Mortimer.
My wife and I will be happy to stay with you until you have made fresh arrangements, Sir Henry. You will understand that under the new conditions, this house will require a considerable staff.
What new conditions?
I only meant, sir, that Sir Charles led a very retired life, and we were able to look after his wants. You would naturally wish to have more company.
You mean you wish to leave?
Only when it's quite convenient to you, sir.
But your family have been with us for generations. I'd be sorry to begin my life here by breaking an old family connection.
We feel that also, sir, but to tell the truth, sir, we were both very much attached to Sir Charles, and his death gave us a shock and made these surroundings very painful to us.
I fear we shall never again be easy in our minds at Baskerville Hall.
We'll talk more of this later, Barrymore.
Yes, sir.
Watson, forgive me, but I think I'd like to turn in early tonight.
Of course. Perhaps things may seem more cheerful in the morning.
Well, I guess it's ourselves and not the house we have to blame. We were tired with our journey and chilled by our drive, so we took a gray view of the place. Now we're fresh and well, and it's all cheerful again.
Did you happen to hear a woman sobbing in the night?
You heard that too? I thought it was all a dream.
That was no dream. I heard it distinctly.
Barrymore, did you hear a woman weeping last night?
There are only 2 women in the house, Sir Henry. One is the scullery maid, who sleeps in the other wing. The other is my wife, and I can answer for it that the sound could not have come from her. Your new wardrobe should be arriving from London today. Do you wish me to give your old clothing to the needy?
Yes, that'll be fine. That's all, Barrymore.
Very good, sir.
He was the first to discover my uncle's body, and we have only his word for what happened that night. Do you think it could have been Barrymore that followed us in the cab through London?
Well, perhaps. The cabman described a somewhat shorter man.
Maybe he was mistaken.
Possibly. But Holmes sent Barrymore a telegram to confirm he was still at the Hall. Well, obviously, I have to see the Grimpen postmaster and find out whether it was really placed in his hands.
Good plan.
Will you accompany me?
Yeah, wish I could.
But I have to go through my uncle's papers. Good luck with your investigations.
Dr. Watson? Dr. Watson!
Good afternoon, sir.
I hope you'll excuse my presumption. We're homely folk here on the moor, and we don't wait for formal introductions. You may possibly have heard my name from our mutual friend, Mortimer. I'm
Stapleton of Merripit House.
well, I thought I had the advantage of you.
Your net and your box gave me a clue to your identity. But how did you know me?
Dr. Mortimer pointed you out to me from the window of his surgery.
Did he indeed?
I thought I'd overtake you and introduce myself. I trust Sir Henry is none the worse for his journey.
He's very well, thank you.
We were all rather afraid that after the sad death of Sir Charles, the new baronet might refuse to live here. Of course, you know the legend of the fiend dog which haunts the family.
I've heard it.
And your opinion?
I have not come to any conclusion.
And has Mr. Sherlock Holmes... Forgive me, Dr. Watson, but you could hardly celebrate him without becoming known yourself. If you're here, it follows that Mr. Holmes is interesting himself in the matter. Is he going to honor us with a visit?
I'm afraid you're mistaken, Mr. Stapleton. I'm simply here to visit my friend, Sir Henry.
Of course. Of course. You're perfectly right to be discreet. I'm justly reproved, and I will not mention the matter again. You know, a moderate walk along the path brings us to Merripit House. Perhaps you'll spare an hour that I may have the pleasure of introducing you to my sister Beryl.
Well, I really ought to...
To what?
I should be delighted.
Splendid. Ah, it's a wonderful place, the moor. You'll never tire of it. You can't imagine the wonderful secrets it contains. It's so vast, so barren, so mysterious.
You know it well, then?
I should think that there are few men who know it better than I do.
Is it hard to know?
Very hard. You see that great plain to the north, the one with the hills breaking out of it? You notice those bright green spots scattered thickly over it?
Yes.
That is the great Grimpen Mire. A false step yonder means death to man or beast. Only yesterday I saw one of the moor ponies wander into it. Its screams were horrible. Even in dry seasons it's a danger to cross it. But after these autumn rains, it's an awful place. And yet I can find my way to the very heart of it and return alive.
Why should you wish to?
Those hills beyond are really islands cut off on all sides by the impassable mire. That's where the rare plants and butterflies are, if you have the wit to reach them. Queer place, the moor.
What was it?
The peasants say it's the hound of the Baskervilles calling for its prey. I've heard it once or twice before, never quite so loud. Bogs make queer noises sometimes. It's the mud settling or the water rising or something.
No. It was a living voice.
Did you ever hear a bittern booming?
They're extinct, aren't they?
Practically. In England, at any rate. But all things are possible upon the moor. Yes, I shouldn't be surprised to learn that we've just heard the last of the bitterns. Look, on the hillside, yonder.
What are they?
They're the homes of our worthy ancestors. Prehistoric man lived thickly on the moor.
When was it inhabited?
Neolithic period, no date. Excuse me, Dr. Watson. It's surely Cyclopeus.
What?
They're very rare and seldom found in the late autumn. I've wanted one in my collection for years. Come here, you little... Not quite.
Strange chap. All over a butterfly.
Go back.
What?
Go straight back to London, instantly.
Why should I go back?
For God's sake, do what I ask you. Go back and never set foot upon the moor again. Get away from this place at all costs.
Hello, Beryl.
Not a word of what I've said. Yes, we're very rich in orchids on the moor, though you're rather late to see the beauties of the place. Ah, hello, Jack. You're looking quite worn out.
I was chasing Cyclopeus. You've introduced yourself.
Yes, I was just telling Sir Henry it's rather late for him to see the true beauties of the moor.
Sir Henry? Is that who you think this is?
Well, yes,
I am only a humble commoner, but a friend of Sir Henry's. My name is Dr. Watson.
We've been talking at cross purposes. I talked as if Dr. Watson were a resident instead of merely a visitor.
Not to worry. You were about to join us for lunch, weren't you, Doctor?
Yes, that would be splendid.
More tea, sir?
Not for me, thank you.
Anthony. Anthony's been with us for years, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
That'll be all, Anthony.
Yes, miss.
Queer spot to live, isn't it? And yet we managed to make ourselves fairly happy, don't we, Beryl?
Quite happy.
Before we lived here, I had a school in the North Country.
But something happened?
Alas, the fates were against us. A serious epidemic broke out in the school, and 3 of the boys died. We never recovered from the blow. But here on the moor, I find an unlimited field of work.
And what of you, Miss Stapleton? Don't you find it a little dull here?
No, I'm never dull.
No, Beryl is as devoted to nature as I am. We have our studies, our books, and our interesting neighbours. Dr. Mortimer is a most learned man in his own line. Poor Sir Charles was an admirable companion. We miss him more than I can tell. Dr. Watson, do you think I'd be intruding if I were to call on Sir Henry this afternoon?
I'm sure he'd be delighted.
Then perhaps you'd mention that I proposed to do so. And now, would you care to inspect my collection of Lepidoptera?
And what was she like?
Miss Stapleton? Well, pleasant enough. An excellent sprinter.
I don't mean that, Watson. Was she pretty? Mortimer says Beryl Stapleton's known as the beauty of the moor. I'm interested in meeting her.
Yes, I'm sure you are. Well, you can rest assured she is certainly a beauty. She's darker than any brunette I've ever seen in England. In fact, there couldn't be a greater contrast between brother and sister.
And she wants me to go back to London. She wants me to leave. The Barrymores want to leave. Do you suppose everyone's scared of this convict Selden?
Oh, I doubt very much he's still in the district. Nothing's been heard or seen of him. Surely he can't hold out on the moor. There's nothing to eat.
Unless he catches one of the moor's sheep. An invitation to dinner.
For the convict?
For for the Stapletons. Well, for everybody hereabouts. What do you think?
At what time would you please to dine, Sir Henry?
Barrymore, I was having a conversation with the postmaster this morning. Dr. Mortimer sent you a telegram from London before our arrival. I understand the boy did not deliver it into your own hands.
I was in the box room at the time. My wife brought it up to me.
And did you answer it yourself?
No, I told my wife what to answer.
My dear Holmes, my previous letters and telegrams have kept you pretty well up to date as to all that has occurred in this most godforsaken corner of the world. The longer one stays here, the more the spirit of the moor sinks into one's soul. Its vastness, its grim charm.
Grim charm. Poetic turn of phrase, sir.
Dr. Watson is a writer, Mr. Franklin.
Oh, a writer. And why have I never heard of him?
I didn't think you had any interest in literature, Franklin. Apart from volumes on litigation, of course.
Litigation?
I have spent a large part of my fortune on it, it's true.
To what end?
My passion, sir, is for British law, the law of the land. This is an end in and of itself.
Mr. Franklin fights for the mere pleasure of fighting. He's always ready to take up either side of a question.
Small wonder you find it a costly amusement.
I have 7 lawsuits upon my hands at present, and I've no doubt they'll swallow up the remainder of my fortune.
And thus draw your sting, eh?
Everyone in the region has such interesting pastimes. Mortimer has his archaeological pursuits, Stapleton his butterflies, and you, Mr. Franklin, have the law.
The law, Dr. Watson, is my life. My pastime is astronomy.
Astronomy?
Yes, I have an excellent telescope, and I lie upon the roof of my house and sweep the moor with it all day.
All day?
Franklin hopes to catch a glimpse of the escaped convict, don't you?
Miss Stapleton,
Sir Henry.
I understand you'd like me to return to London, or maybe even further.
You know.
I do. Would you like to tell me your reasons?
A woman's whim, Sir Henry. You'll understand when you get to know me better that I can't always give reasons for what I say or do.
Then I look forward to getting to know you better.
From the moment he saw Miss Stapleton, Sir Henry appeared to be strongly attracted to her, and I'm much mistaken if the feeling is not mutual. Hardly a day has passed that we've not seen something of the brother and sister. There is one other matter, and yet I hesitate to mention it. I'm not a very sound sleeper, and since I've been on guard in this house, my slumbers have been lighter than ever. Last night, about 2 a.m, I was roused by a stealthy step passing my room. I didn't see the features of the man who walked past holding a candle, but from his height, I knew it must be Barrymore.
I knew he walked about at nights. I had a mind to speak to him about it. 2 or 3 times I've heard his steps in this passage, coming and going at just about the hour you name.
There was something indescribably guilty and furtive in his whole appearance. I waited till he passed out of sight, and then I followed him. He entered one of the unfurnished rooms and crouched at the window with the candle held against the glass. I examined the room this morning, and it commands the nearest outlook on the moor.
Perhaps, then, he pays a visit to that particular window every night.
Perhaps he does.
What do you think it means?
It's a capital error to theorize before one is in full possession of the facts, so I'm told.
Well, I'm not bound by Mr. Holmes's strictures, and it strikes me there might be some love intrigue afoot. Who knows? Maybe Barrymore stole the heart of some country girl. That'd account for his stealthy movements, and the reason his wife weeps in the night. We're sure she's the one who's crying, I suppose.
I'm quite sure. I've more than once observed traces of tears upon her face. Your theory seems to have something to support it, but I tell you this, Sir Henry. There is some secret business going on here, and sooner or later, I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
We are going to get to the bottom of it, Doctor. We're going to shadow Barrymore and see what he's after. Isn't that what your friend Holmes would do if he were here?
I believe he'd do exactly what you suggest. He'd follow Barrymore and see what he did.
Then we'll do it together. We'll sit up in my room tonight and wait until he passes.
You're hoping for an adventure.
It might be a relief. Life on the moor is just a little too quiet for my liking. I'm expecting decorators and furnishers up here from Plymouth. Not exciting, but it's got to be done. I mean to spare no pains or expense to restore the grandeur of the Baskerville family.
Very soon, all you'll need will be a wife to make it complete.
I'm working on that. Which reminds me, I have to be going.
Wait a moment, I'll get my stick.
Oh, no, you're not coming, Watson.
That depends on whether you're going to the moor.
Well, frankly, I am.
You know my instructions. I'm sorry to intrude, but Holmes insisted I shouldn't leave you, and especially that you shouldn't go out alone upon the moor.
My dear fellow, Holmes, with all his wisdom, couldn't foresee some things that have happened since I've been here. You understand me? Sure, you're the last man in the world who'd want to be a spoil sport. Now, wish me luck.
Mrs. Barrymore, cancel lunch. I'm going out.
Sir Henry.
Beryl, please, call me Henry.
This is a place of danger.
I know the story of the hound.
I can never be happy until you leave here.
But since I first saw you, I've been in no hurry to leave.
But
if you really want me to go, then why don't you come with me?
What are you saying?
I'm saying that
And my sister!
Jack!
What do you think you're doing with this lady? How dare you offer your attentions, which are distasteful to her?
Distasteful? Beryl, is that what you think?
Did you think that just because you're a baronet you can do whatever you like?
My feelings towards your sister are nothing to be ashamed of, Stapleton.
As a matter of fact, I hope she'll honor me by becoming my wife.
Jack, no!
I'm glad you did that. It makes this easier.
Stop it! Stop it, both of you!
Get up!
You're coming with me.
Ah! Jack, you're hurting me!
We can discuss this at home.
By thunder, the whole countryside seems to have been out to see me do my wooing. You'd have thought the middle of the prairie a pretty safe place for a man to be private.
I apologize for following you, Sir Henry, but my duty to Holmes overrode my task.
I know. At least you had a back row seat, Watson. Her brother was up front. Well, what's the matter with me, anyhow? Is there anything that'd prevent me from making a good husband to the woman... to a woman I love?
I should say not.
He can't object to my worldly position, so it must be me. What does he have against me? I've never hurt man or woman in my life that I know of, but he wouldn't so much as let me touch the tips of her fingers. I've only known her these few days, but from the first, I felt she was made for me, and she was happy when she was with me, that I'll swear. There's a light in a woman's eyes that speaks louder than words. Today was the first time I had a chance of being alone with her. But her brother, did he ever strike you as being crazy?
No, I can't say he ever did.
I always thought him sane enough until today. But you can take it from me that one of us ought to be in a straitjacket. Just tell me what it all means, Watson, and I'll owe you more than I can ever hope to pay.
Mr. Stapleton, Sir Henry.
What the hell?
I should leave. I've already intruded enough upon your business.
I feel I owe you an explanation of my conduct.
You don't say.
My sister is everything to me.
Well, I'm glad you understand her value.
We have always been together. She's been my only companion for many years. So the thought of losing her... I hadn't understood you were becoming attached to her. But when I saw with my own eyes that it was really so, and that she might be taken away from me, it gave me such a shock. I'm very sorry for all that's passed, and I recognize how foolish and how selfish it was that I should imagine I could hold a beautiful woman like Beryl to myself for her whole life. But if she has to leave me, I'd rather it was to a man like yourself than to anyone else.
Well, sir, I must allow that no man could make a more handsome apology.
Excellent. And you'll dine at Merripit House next Friday?
Of course. I should be delighted.
Splendid. Splendid!
So, that's one of our small mysteries cleared up.
I don't say he isn't crazy. I saw the look on his face this afternoon. But I can't blame him for wanting to protect his sister, wouldn't you? It's Barrymore.
Come on.
Damn you!
What's going on here, Barrymore?
Nothing, sir. I go round at night to see that the windows are fastened.
On the second floor?
All the windows, sir.
No more lies, damn it.
I was doing no harm, sir.
Why were you holding a candle to the window?
Don't ask me, Sir Henry. Don't ask me. It's not my secret, and I cannot tell it. I give you my word, if it concerned no one but myself, I wouldn't try to keep it from you.
Give me that candle. Aha! See? He was holding it as a signal, and there's the answer. Another light.
Move your light across the window, Watson.
All right. And the other moves also.
Look here, Barrymore, I want the truth out of you. Do you deny it's a signal? Speak up! Your family has lived with mine for over 100 years under this roof, and here I find you deep in some plot against me.
No, sir. Not against you.
Who is your confederate out there, and what is this conspiracy?
It is my business, and not yours. I will not tell.
Then you leave my employment right away.
Very well, sir. If I must. I shall tell Eliza to pack our things.
And you go in disgrace. Watson, is the signal still out there?
Yes.
I wonder he dares.
It may be so placed as to be only visible from here.
How far do you think it is?
Well, out by Cleft Tor, I think. No more than a mile or two off, if that.
Then some villain is waiting beside that candle. By thunder, Watson, I'm going out to take that man!
I can see the candle. It's stuck in that crevice, flanked on each side to keep the wind from it.
And to prevent it from being visible, save in the direction of Baskerville Hall, I'll bet. Say, Watson, what would Holmes say about this? How about that hour of darkness in which the power of evil is exalted.
I dread to think. As a matter of fact, Sir Henry,
What was that?
It's a sound they have on the moor. I've heard it once before.
What do they call this sound? The folk on the countryside.
Well, they're ignorant people.
What did they say?
They say it's the cry of the Hound of the Baskervilles.
My God. Can there be some truth in all these stories? Is it possible I really am in danger? You don't believe it, do you, Watson?
Of course not. No more than you do.
And yet, it was one thing to laugh about it in London. It's another to stand out here in the darkness of the moor and hear such a cry as that. My uncle!
Sir Henry. Henry!
Watson, I don't seem to be able to feel my hand.
I don't like the sound of that. We should turn back.
No, damn it. We've come out here to get our man, whoever he is. And we're going to do it. We'll see it through if all the fiends of the pit were loose upon the moor.
Sir Henry, you're not well. Here, take my arm.
What was that?
Look out!
Watson, did you see him?
Yes, I saw him. There he goes.
Well, shoot him, damn it!
I brought my gun for protection, not to shoot an unarmed man in the back. And there's no chance of overtaking him now. We're going back to the hall.
Watson, look. Up there on the tor.
Who's that?
The fellow went that way.
He knows these rocks. We don't. Now, come on. I'm not waiting out here a moment longer.
He's resting now.
What about it, Mortimer? Does your diagnosis confirm mine?
I'm afraid so. It's the same heart complaint that killed his uncle, Sir Charles. It's common to all the Baskervilles, it seems. How exactly did this happen?
We were out walking, exerting ourselves rather too much.
That's out of the question from now on. I'd better be getting back home. I'm quite sure he'll be safe in your hands, Watson. But send Perkins round if there's any change.
I shall. Thank you, Mortimer.
Dr. Watson, may I speak to the master for a moment?
I really don't think that's a good idea, Mrs. Barrymore.
Please, sir. After everything that's happened tonight, I feel I owe him an explanation.
Very well, but it'll have to be brief.
My husband has done nothing except for my sake and because I asked him. It is my doing, Sir Henry, all mine.
Then speak out. What does it mean?
My unhappy brother is starving on the moor.
Your brother?
Before I married, my name was Selden. The man you saw tonight is my younger brother, the escaped convict, the criminal.
Good Lord.
We humoured him too much when he was a lad and gave him his own way in everything until he came to think the world was made for his pleasure and he could do what he liked in it. As he grew older, he met wicked companions and the devil entered into him until he broke my mother's heart and dragged our name in the dirt. From crime to crime, he sank lower and lower until only the mercy of God snatched him from the scaffold. But to me, sir, he was always the little curly-headed boy I nursed and played with as an elder sister would. That was why he broke prison, sir. He knew I was here and that we couldn't refuse to help him. When he dragged himself here one night, weary and starving, with the warders hard on his heels, what could we do? We took him in and fed and cared for him.
And then we arrived.
John thought he'd be safer on the moor than anywhere else till the hue and cry was over. But every second night we put a light in the window, and if there was an answer, he took out some bread and meat to him. Every day we hoped he was gone, but as long as he was there, we couldn't desert him. That's the whole truth, as I'm an honest Christian woman. If there is blame in the matter, it doesn't lie with my husband, but with me, for whose sake he's done all this.
Mrs. Barrymore, your brother. He's a public danger.
Sir Henry is right. There are lonely houses scattered all over the moor, and he's a fellow who'd stick at nothing. Now, there's no safety for anyone until he's under lock and key.
He'll break into no house, sir. I give you my solemn word on that.
But Beryl...
He'll never trouble anyone in this country again. In a very few days, he'll be on his way to South America. For God's sake, sir, I beg of you not to let the police know he's still on the moor. They've given up the chase there, and he can lie quiet until the ship's ready for him.
What do you say, Watson?
Well, if he was safely out of the country, it would relieve the taxpayer of a burden.
But how about the chance of his holding someone up before he goes?
They done surgery to tame him, sir. He's like a child now. When he threw that rock at you, it was like a boy throwing stones. We've provided him with all he can want. To commit a crime would be to show where he was hiding.
Well, Watson, I guess we'd be compounding a felony, huh? Now, please, leave me now.
Come along, Mrs. Barrymore. Sleep well, Sir Henry.
Dr. Watson, you've been so kind to us, sir. I'd like to do the best I can for you in return. I know something about poor Sir Charles' death.
Do you know how he died?
No, sir, not that. I don't know that.
Well, what then?
I know why he was at the gate at that hour. It was to meet a woman.
Ah, I see. And the woman's name?
I can't give you the name, sir, but her initials were L.L.
How do you know this?
Sir Charles had a letter that morning. It was postmarked from Coombe Tracy, and it was addressed in a woman's hand. I would have thought no more of the matter, but a few weeks ago I was cleaning out the study. It'd never been touched since his death, and I found the ashes of a burned letter in the back of the grate. Most of it was charred to pieces, but the end of a page hung together, and I could still read it. It said, "Please, please, as you are a gentleman, burn this letter and be at the gate by 10 o'clock. It was signed L.L.
Do you still have it?
No, Doctor. It crumbled all to bits.
And you have no idea who L.L. is?
No more than you have. But I expect if we could lay our hands upon that lady, we should know more about Sir Charles' death.
I can't understand, Mrs. Barrymore, how you came to conceal this important information.
It was immediately after that our own trouble came to us, and we were both of us very fond of Sir Charles. To rake this up couldn't help our poor master, and it's well to go carefully when there's a lady in the case.
You thought it might injure his reputation?
I thought no good could come of it, sir.
Congratulate me, my dear Holmes, and tell me you do not regret the confidence you showed in me. By just one night's work, the mystery of Barrymore's behavior and the mystery of the convict's fate have both been thoroughly cleared up. But another mystery has arisen in the meantime. For I lied to Sir Henry when I said that the man on the tour was the convict. I caught a glimpse of his short, squat figure as he ran from us. This other man was much taller. Life has become like that great Grimpen mire with little green patches everywhere into which one may sink and with no guide to point the track. Such are the adventures of last night, Holmes. You will hear from me again in the course of the next few days.
And when I looked up from the excavation, the little fellow was gone. My spaniel, Doctor, Yorick. I was just telling you how he wandered off.
Oh, yes, sorry, Mortimer. My mind was elsewhere. I suppose you must know most of the people living within driving distance? Can you think of any woman whose initials are L.L.?
No. There are a few gypsies and labouring folk for whom I can't answer, but... Oh, wait a moment. There is Laura Lyons, but she lives in Coombe Tracy.
Coombe Tracy? Mortimer, who is this Laura Lyons?
She's old Franklin's daughter. You remember Franklin, the crank? She married an artist named Lyons who came sketching on the moor. He proved to be a blackguard and deserted her. Her father refused to have anything to do with her because she'd married without his consent. So between the old sinner and the young one, the girl's had a pretty bad time.
How does she live?
Her story got out, and several of the people here did something to set her up in a typewriting business. Stapleton for one, Sir Charles for another. I gave a trifle myself. Why do you ask?
I have the pleasure, Mrs. Lyons, of knowing your father.
There's nothing in common between my father and me, Doctor. I owe him nothing, and his friends are not mine. If it were not for the late Sir Charles Baskerville and some other kind hearts, I might have starved for all my father cared.
It was about the late Sir Charles Baskerville I came here to see you. You knew him, did you not?
I've already said that I owe a great deal to his kindness. If I'm able to support and united to help me, it was through Mr. Stapleton that Sir Charles learned about my affairs.
Did you ever write to Sir Charles asking him to meet you?
Certainly not.
Not on the very day of Sir Charles's death? Surely your memory deceives you, Mrs. Lyons. I could even quote a passage from your letter. Please, please, as you are a gentleman, burn this letter and be at the gate by 10 o'clock.
Is there no such thing as a gentleman?
No, you do Sir Charles an injustice. He did burn the letter, but sometimes a portion may still be legible. You acknowledge now that you wrote it?
Why should I deny it? I have no reason to be ashamed of it. I wished him to help me. If you've heard anything of my unhappy history, you will know I made a rash marriage and had reason to regret it. I wrote to Sir Charles because I learned there was a prospect of my regaining my freedom if certain expenses could be met. It meant everything to me. Peace of mind, happiness, self-respect, everything. I knew Sir Charles' generosity, and I thought if he heard the story from my own lips, he would help me.
But why a rendezvous in the garden?
Do you think a woman could go alone at that hour to a bachelor's house?
And what happened when you did get there?
I never went.
Mrs. Lyons.
I swear on all I hold sacred, I never went. Something intervened to prevent my going. I received help in the interval from another source.
Why then did you not write to Sir Charles and explain this?
So I should have done had I not seen his death in the paper next morning. Will that be all, Dr. Watson?
Congratulate me. Dr. Watson, congratulate me.
It's Mr. Franklin, isn't it? Congratulate you. On what?
This is a great day for me, sir. One of the red-letter days of my life. I mean to teach people in these parts that law is law, and that there's a man here who does not fear to invoke it. I've established a right-of-way through the center of old Middleton's Park. Slap across it, sir, within 100 yards of his own front door. What do you think of that?
Well,
And I've closed the wood where the Fernworthy folk used to picnic. I have no doubt the Fernworthy people will burn me in effigy tonight. The county constabulary is in a scandalous state, sir, and it has not afforded me the protection to which I am entitled. I told them they'd have occasion to regret their treatment of me, and already my words have come true.
How so?
Because I could tell them what they are dying to know, but nothing would induce me to help the rascals in any way.
Some poaching case, no doubt?
A very much more important matter than that. The convict on the moor.
Well, what makes you... what makes you think he's anywhere on the moor?
Think! I've seen him with my own eyes, the messenger who takes him his food.
Oh, Barrymore.
I see him every day through my telescope upon the roof. He passes along the same path at the same hour, and to whom should he be going except the convict? What's the time? Come inside, sir. Come. You will see with your own eyes and judge for yourself. Needs a dab of grease. Where was I? Oh, yes. I'm at this telescope every day, and I've been able... Wait a minute. Dr. Watson, do my eyes deceive me? Or is there something moving on that hillside?
Where?
Quick, Doctor, quick, before he passes over the hill.
Very well. Yes, I can see. It's a boy. He's going to the other man. If you'll forgive me, Mr. Franklin. I know you're in there. I warn you, I'm armed. I want you to come out with your hands up. All right, I'm coming in. Don't do anything foolish. Stay where you are. No one here. Someone's been here. A blanket, ashes of fire, some food, and a note. Dr. Watson has gone to Coombe Tracy. He's not watching Sir Henry. He's watching me. At last.
It's a lovely evening, my dear Watson. I really think you'll be more comfortable outside than in.
Holmes? Holmes, I was never more glad to see anyone in my entire life.
Or more astonished, eh?
I must confess it.
The surprise wasn't on all one side, I assure you. I had no idea you'd found my occasional retreat, still less that you were inside it, till I was within 20 paces of the door.
My footprint, I presume?
No, Watson. If you seriously desire to deceive me, you must change your tobacconist. When I see the stub of a cigarette marked Bradley, Oxford Street, I know my friend Watson is in the neighbourhood. You threw it down, no doubt, at that supreme moment when you charged into the empty hut.
Oh.
And, knowing your admirable tenacity, I was convinced you were sitting in ambush, waiting for the tenant to return. Please be careful with that revolver, by the way. Well, well, so you actually thought I was the criminal?
I didn't know who you were, but I was determined to find out.
Excellent, Watson. And how did you localize me?
Your messenger boy has been observed.
Ah, the old gentleman with the telescope, no doubt. I see Cartwright's brought up some supplies.
Cartwright?
You remember the little chap at the express office? He's been an extra pair of eyes upon a very active pair of feet, and both have been invaluable. And what's this? So, you've been to Coombe Tracy, have you?
Yes.
To see Mrs. Laura Lyons.
You knew about her?
I knew Sir Charles was waiting for someone on the night of his death. The man was elderly and infirm. We can understand his taking an evening stroll, but the ground was damp and the night inclement. Is it natural that he should stand for 5 or 10 minutes, as Dr. Mortimer, with more practical sense than I should have given him credit for, deduced from the cigar ash?
But Sir Charles went out every evening.
I think it unlikely that he waited at the moor gate every evening. On the contrary, the evidence is that he avoided the moor. That night, he waited for someone in the yew alley rather than in his own house, the night before he made his departure for London.
Is that significant?
Highly.
I'm glad from my heart that you're here, Holmes. The responsibility and the mystery were becoming, well, too much for my nerves. But how in the name of wonder did you come here, and what have you been doing? I thought you were in Baker Street working on that blackmail case.
That was what I wished you to think.
You wished me to think? You mean you used me? You don't trust me? I think I deserve better at your hands, Holmes.
My dear fellow, you've been invaluable to me in this as in many other cases, and I beg that you'll forgive me. Had I come down with you and Sir Henry, my presence would have warned our very formidable opponents to be on their guard. As it is, I've been able to get about as I couldn't possibly have done had I been living at the Hall. I remain an unknown factor in the business, ready to throw all my weight in at a critical moment.
Yes, but why keep me in the dark?
For you to know could not have helped us, and might possibly have led to my discovery. You would have wished to tell me something, or in your kindness have brought me some comfort or other. Cartwright has seen after my simple wants.
Wait a moment. You've been here all this time. Then my reports were all wasted.
Here are your reports, my dear fellow, and very well thumbed, I assure you. I made excellent arrangements, and they're only delayed 1 day. I must compliment you exceedingly upon the zeal and the intelligence you've shown over an extraordinarily difficult case. Our researches have evidently been running along parallel lines, and when we unite our results, I expect we'll have a fairly full knowledge of the case.
What's the meaning of it all, Holmes?
It's murder, Watson. Refined, cold-blooded, deliberate murder. There is but one danger which can threaten us, that our enemy should strike before we're ready. Another day, 2 at the most, and my case will be complete. But until then, guard your charge as closely as ever a mother watched her ailing child.
Listen.
Come on!
The hound!
Where is it, Watson? Where is it?
Over there, I think.
No. There! Great heavens, if we're too late! Fool that I was!
Oh, God. Sir Henry. Dead.
You have been listening to Part 2 of The Hound of the Baskervilles by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, adapted by M.J. Eliot and starring John Patrick Lowry as Sherlock Holmes and Lawrence Albert as Dr. Watson. Also in the cast were Dennis Bateman as Sir Henry, John Armstrong as Stapleton, David Natali as Dr. Mortimer, with Mary Kay Irvin as Beryl Stapleton. The role of Barrymore was played by Terry Edward Moore. Mrs. Barrymore was Ellen McLean. Lisa Carswell was Laura Lyons. And Jim French played Mr. Frankland. Other parts were played by members of the cast. Our violinist is Coral Sepulveda. With direction by John Patrick Lowry and production by Jim French, The Classic Adventures of Sherlock Holmes is a copyrighted feature of Jim French Productions. The use of the characters of Holmes and Watson is by arrangement with the estate of Dame Jean Conan Doyle. This is Dennis Bateman speaking.
My name is Dr. John H. Watson, and I fear I have failed in the task with which I was charged by Sherlock Holmes, of keeping Sir Henry Baskerville safe as he began his new life in Dartmoor under the shadow of the family curse, the dreaded Hound of the Baskervilles. But already, Sir Henry's fondness for Miss Beryl Stapleton had put him at odds with her overprotective brother, and we had uncovered intrigues even within the walls of Baskerville Hall. It seemed that the servants, the Barrymores, had been providing food and clothing to Selden, the escaped convict. My own investigations into the death of Sir Henry's uncle, Sir Charles Baskerville, had taken me from the young baronet's side more often than was prudent. Tracing the man who had been watching us to a hut on the moors, I discovered it was none other than Holmes, who had been in Dartmoor all the time. Our reunion was interrupted, however, by a scream, a howl of a hound, and the discovery of a body.
The Classic Adventures of Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, featuring John Patrick Lowry as Holmes and Lawrence Albert as Dr. Watson. Tonight, The Hound of the Baskervilles, the final episode.
Sir Henry. Oh, Holmes. I shall never forgive myself for having left him to his fate.
I am more to blame than you, Watson. In order to have my case well-rounded and complete, I have thrown away the life of my client. The last of the Baskervilles. His life was in our hands. But why would he risk his life alone upon the moor in the face of all my warnings?
Where is this brute of a hound that drove him to his death?
Uncle and nephew have both been murdered. The one frightened to death by the very sight of the beast. The other driven to his end in his wild flight to escape from it.
What can we do?
There'll be plenty for us to do tomorrow. Tonight, we can only perform the last offices to our poor friend.
Holmes, we can't leave his body here to the foxes and the ravens. And we can't carry him all the way back to the hall. We'll have to put him in one of the huts for the time being until we can communicate with the police.
Excellent suggestion, Watson. I have no doubt that you and I could carry him so far. Here, help me turn him over.
Right.
Great Scott!
A beard? The man has a beard.
It's not Sir Henry!
It's my neighbour, the convict.
Selden? But why did the hound attack him?
I have a notion. Watson, say nothing of the hound to Sir Henry. Our friends and allies are not yet clearly defined. For the moment, we must let everyone think that Selden's death was an accident.
Dr. Watson, that's not you, is it? I'm the very last man that I should have expected to see out on the moor at this time of...
You shouldn't come any closer, Stapleton. It's a rather grisly sight.
Dear me, what's this? Somebody's hurt? Not Sir Henry. Who's this?
It's Selden, the convict who escaped from Princetown.
Dear me. How did he die?
Well, I have no doubt that anxiety and exposure had driven him off his head. He must have been in a mad state and fallen over these rocks and broken his neck. And my friend and I were strolling on the moor when we heard a cry.
I heard it also. That was what brought me out. I was uneasy about Sir Henry.
Why about Sir Henry in particular?
Because I suggested he should come over to Merripit House. When he didn't arrive, I naturally became alarmed for his safety. When I heard his cries on the moor... By the way, did you hear anything else besides a cry?
No. Did you?
No. But you know the stories that the peasants tell about a phantom hound, and so on. I fancy I've been letting my imagination run away with me. Are you familiar with the legend, Mr. Holmes?
You're quick at identification, Mr. Stapleton.
Thanks to the drawings of Mr. Paget in the Strand magazine, sir. I've been expecting you in these parts since Dr. Watson came down. I would suggest carrying this poor fellow to my house, but it would give my sister such a fright.
Quite.
You're in time to see a tragedy.
Yes, indeed. I will take an unpleasant remembrance back to London with me tomorrow.
You return tomorrow?
That is my intention.
Has your brief visit cast some light upon those occurrences which have puzzled us?
One cannot always have the success for which one hopes. An investigator needs facts, not legends or rumours. It has not been a satisfactory case.
Well, we all have our occasional failures.
Fortunately, Dr. Watson never writes about mine.
About time you got back, Watson. You know, I've been moping about the house all day since you went off this morning.
Good evening, Sir Henry.
Mr. Holmes, when did you get here?
Oh, some time ago. My lodgings have been rather primitive, however.
Almost Neanderthal, in fact.
I don't suppose I could impose upon your hospitality.
Well, of course, of course. I'll ring for Barrymore.
Barrymore? Yes, that would be splendid. By the way, Sir Henry, I don't suppose you appreciate that we've been mourning over you as having broken your neck.
What?
We found the body of Selden, the convict. He
tripped. Fell. The poor wretch was dressed in your clothes, Sir Henry.
The clothes I gave to Barrymore? Huh. Good grief. Well, I guess I should get some credit for keeping my promise. If I hadn't sworn not to go out alone, I might have had a more lively evening.
Because you received a letter of invitation from the Stapletons?
How did you know?
We met the brother. He was out looking for you.
You rang for me, Sir Henry?
You must be Barrymore. Would you be so kind as to ask your good lady wife to enter?
My wife, sir?
She's listening at the door.
Sir?
Mrs. Barrymore, I have sad news of your brother.
They've caught him. He'll be hanged for certain.
No, Mrs. Barrymore. He is beyond the law now. He's in more merciful hands.
It's over now, Eliza.
You don't understand. No one understands. To all the world, he was half animal and half demon. But to me, he was always the little willful boy of my girlhood, the child who clung to my hand.
Evil indeed is the man who has not one woman to mourn him.
What about the case, Mr. Holmes? Have you made anything out of the tangle? I don't know that Watson and I are much the wiser since we came down.
I think I shall be in a position to make the situation rather more clear to you before long. It's been an exceedingly difficult and most complicated business, and there are several points upon which we still want light.
We heard the hound on the moor, Mr. Holmes. I can swear it's not all empty superstition. I had something to do with dogs when I was out west, and I know one when I hear one. If you can muzzle that one and put him on a chain, I'll be ready to swear you're the greatest detective of all time.
I believe I can, if you give me your help.
Whatever you tell me to do, I'll do it.
Very good. And I will ask you to do it blindly, without asking the...
Mr. Holmes, what is it?
Excuse the admiration of a connoisseur, Sir Henry. Watson won't allow that I know anything of art.
Certainly not.
But that is mere jealousy, because our views upon the subject differ. Now, these are a really very fine series of portraits.
Well, I'm mighty glad to hear you say so. I don't pretend to know much about these things. I'm a much better judge of a horse than a picture. I didn't know that you found time for such things.
Oh, I know what's good when I see it, and I see it now. That lady in the blue silk over yonder is a Nella, I'll swear. And the stout gentleman with the wig ought to be a Reynolds. They're all family portraits, I presume?
Every one.
This cavalier opposite me, the one with the black velvet and the lace.
Ah, well, you have a right to know about him. That's the cause of all the mischief. The wicked Hugo, who started the Hound of the Baskervilles. We're not likely to forget him.
Dear me. Yes, I can see a lurking devil in his eyes.
Well, he probably didn't look anything like that.
I suspect he looked very much like that.
This portrait's by Ransom, isn't it? One of the minor painters.
Thank you, Watson. I should have said it was a Franz Hals.
Well, whatever it is, I don't imagine it's very valuable.
One day it may be of the greatest value, Sir Henry. Watson. Watson.
Holmes. What time is it?
Late. Very late. I wonder if you'd do me the very great kindness of considering the possibility of getting up. Now, the portrait of Sir Hugo. Do you see anything there, Watson? Is it like anyone you know?
There's something of Sir Henry about the jaw.
Just a suggestion, perhaps. But my eyes have been trained to examine faces and not their trimmings. It is the first quality of a criminal investigator that he should see through a disguise. Now, if I cover the hat and these ringlets...
Good heavens! It's Stapleton.
You see it now.
But this is marvelous. It might be his portrait.
A most fascinating instance of a throwback, which appears to be both physical and spiritual. A study of family portraits is enough to convert a man to the doctrine of reincarnation.
The fellow's a Baskerville.
That is evident.
With designs upon the succession.
Exactly. He's the son of Roger Baskerville, the younger brother of Sir Charles, who fled to South America. where he was said to have died unmarried. But he did marry, and had one child, Stapleton. This picture has supplied us with the missing link. We have him, Watson, we have him, and I dare swear that before tomorrow night he'll be fluttering in our net as helpless as one of his own butterflies. A pin, a cork, and a card, and we add him to the Baker Street collection.
Oh, what nerve the fellow has! How he pulled himself together when he realized the wrong man had fallen victim to his plot. Must have been a paralyzing shock. But why should we not seize him at once?
My dear Watson, you were born to be a man of action. Your instinct is always to do something energetic. But supposing, for the sake of argument, we had him arrested tonight. We could prove nothing against him. There's the devilish cunning of it.
Surely we have a case.
Not a shadow of one. Only surmise and conjecture. The fellow is wary and cunning to the last degree. It's not what we know, but what we can prove. If we make one false move, the villain may escape us yet. Now we have to prove the connection between man and beast, and save what we heard on the moor, we can't even swear to the existence of the latter.
But Selden's death
was the result of a fall. We never saw the hound. We couldn't prove it was running upon this man's trail. We should be laughed out of court if we came with such a story. We have to prove all this, and we're not in a position to do it.
Well, what about Sir Charles Baskerville?
Found dead without a mark upon him. A hound doesn't bite a dead body, and Sir Charles was dead before ever the brute overtook him. You and I know that he died of sheer fright, and we know also what frightened him. But how are we to get 12 stolid jurymen to know it? What signs are there of a hound? Where are the marks of its fangs?
Yes.
We must reconcile ourselves to the fact that we have no case at present, and that it's worth our while to run any risk to establish one.
Well, how do you propose to do that?
Oh, I have my own plans. It must be our first duty to see Miss Laura Lyons tomorrow.
Why?
You are aware, perhaps, that a close intimacy exists between this lady and the man Stapleton.
No, I had no idea.
They meet, they write. There is a complete understanding between them. This puts a very powerful weapon into our hands. If I could only use it to detach his wife.
His wife?
The lady who has passed here as Miss Stapleton. Did you not suspect the truth when he quarrelled so furiously with Sir Henry?
Good heavens. Oh, that certainly explains why brother and sister share not the slightest family resemblance. If Beryl Stapleton is Stapleton's wife, how on earth could he have permitted Sir Henry to fall in love with her?
Sir Henry's falling in love would do no harm to anyone except Sir Henry.
Why this elaborate deception?
Because Stapleton foresaw that she would be very much more useful to him in the character of a free woman.
He's the one who dogged us in London.
So I read the riddle.
Holmes, are you sure of what you say?
Stapleton so far forgot himself as to tell you a true piece of autobiography. He told you he was once a schoolmaster in the north of England. There's no one more easy to trace than a schoolmaster, and a little investigation showed me that a school had come to grief under atrocious circumstances, and that the owner, a Mr. Vandeleur, had disappeared with his wife. The Vandeleurs found it convenient to change their name to Stapleton, and he brought his schemes for the future and his taste for entomology to the south of England.
Very well. If Beryl Stapleton is indeed his wife, where does Laura Lyons come in?
That, Watson, is one of the points upon which your own researches have shed a light. Your interview with the lady has cleared the situation very much. I didn't know about a projected divorce between herself and her husband. In that case, regarding Stapleton as an unmarried man, she counted no doubt upon becoming his wife.
And when she is undeceived?
Why, then we may find the lady of service.
Well, I'm only sorry Stapleton knows you're here now.
So was I at first, but there's no getting out of it.
No doubt he was out on the moor because he wished to be sure his task had been accomplished. What effect do you think it'll have on his plans?
It may cause him to be more cautious, or it may drive him to desperate measures at once. Like most clever criminals, he may be too confident and imagines he's completely deceived us. Sufficient for tomorrow is the evil thereof. But I hope before the day is past to have the upper hand at last. We should have a full day today, Watson. The nets are all in place, and the drag is about to begin. We'll know before the day is out whether we've caught our big, lean-jawed pike, or whether he's got through the meshes.
We're calling upon Mrs. Lyons this morning, then?
I don't think we can employ our time better. I have great hopes of what she may tell us when the position of affairs is made clear to her.
Good morning, Holmes. You look like a general planning a battle with his chief of staff.
That is the exact situation. Watson was asking for orders.
And so do I.
Very good. You're engaged, as I understand, to dine with our friends the Stapletons tonight.
Oh, and I hope you'll come also. I'm sure they'd be very glad to see you.
Alas, I fear that Watson and I must go to London.
To London?
I think that we should be more useful there at the present juncture. Watson, dash off a note to Stapleton telling him that you regret that you won't be able to come this evening.
Of course, Holmes.
But I hope that you are going to see me through this business.
My dear fellow, you must trust me implicitly and do exactly what I tell you. Tell your friends that we should have been happy to have come with you, but that urgent business required us to be in town.
If you insist upon it.
There is no alternative, I assure you.
Very well. When do you desire to go?
Immediately after breakfast. We'll drive into Coombe Tracy, but Watson will leave his things as a pledge that he'll come back to you.
Look, I've a good mind to go to London with you. I mean, why the hell should I stay here alone?
Because it is your post of duty. Because you gave me your word that you would do as you were told, and I tell you to stay.
All right, then, I'll stay.
Excellent. But I have one more direction. I wish you to drive to Merripit House. Send back your trap, however, and let them know that you intend to walk home.
To walk across the moor? But that's the very thing you've so often cautioned me not to do.
If I had not every confidence in your nerve and courage, I would not suggest it, but it is essential that you should do it.
If you're going to be in London, why should my movements be of any interest to you?
Sir Henry, please.
Very well, Doctor, I'll do it.
And to quote the anonymous letter you received in London, as you value your life, do not go across the moor in any direction save along the straight path which leads from Merripit House to the Grimpen Road, your natural way home.
Just as you say.
Very good. I shall be glad to get away as soon after breakfast as possible, so as to reach London by this afternoon.
He thinks you're deserting him, Holmes.
What is important is that Stapleton should think so also.
Mr. Holmes! Mr. Holmes!
Ah, Dr. Mortimer.
So it's true. Stapleton told me he'd seen you last night, but I hardly dared believe it. You've come down at last.
Only a brief visit, I'm afraid.
A brief visit?
Yes, Mr. Holmes and I have to leave for London.
But both of you?
Yes. I'm satisfied that there is nothing to keep us here any longer.
But the threat against Sir Henry, the legend of the hound. We've all heard it howling on the moor. Even Dr. Watson heard it.
Oh, the howls probably emanated from Selden, the convict. No doubt the poor fellow was quite demented.
Well, that hardly accounts for the warning letters or the fellow shadowing us in London. That could hardly have been Selden.
No doubt it was Barrymore, attempting to delay Sir Henry's arrival at the Hall until he could arrange Selden's transportation overseas.
Barrymore?
Yes, Sir Henry will explain it to you. Barrymore's actions were improper, no doubt, but hardly criminal. And now, if you'll forgive us...
Mr. Holmes, I fail to understand this. In London, you said you'd never investigated a case which cut so deep.
Yes. Well, I was wrong.
I saw the beast's prints next to Sir Charles' body.
Even the impressions of a man of science may become distorted in moments of acute anxiety. But not mine. Good day to you, Dr. Mortimer. Watson!
Mortimer? I can't believe you're not going to tell him. Need I remind you, Holmes, that Dr. Mortimer is our client?
And need I remind you, Watson, that a country practitioner is quite the worst person to confide in. Our intentions will be common knowledge in the district before he'd finished his rounds, and our query far beyond our grasp. No, the only safe plotter is he who plots alone.
Does that mean there's something you're not telling me, then?
Aye, Doctor. The very idea.
And what can I do for you today, Dr. Watson?
For me, Mrs. Lyons, nothing. But my friend Mr. Holmes has a few questions, I believe.
I am investigating the circumstances which attended the death of the late Sir Charles Baskerville. Dr. Watson has informed me of what you have communicated, and also of what you have withheld in connection with that matter.
What have I withheld?
You confessed that you asked Sir Charles to be at the gate at 10 o'clock, and we know that that was the place and hour of his death. You have withheld the connection between these events.
There is no connection.
Then the coincidence must be an extraordinary one. But I think that we shall succeed in establishing a connection after all.
The meeting was to ask Sir Charles for financial assistance with your divorce, was it not?
I told you all this, Doctor.
You said that you didn't keep the appointment because you received help in the interim from another person, but you would not say whom. Obviously, it can't have been your father, Mr. Franklin. The relations between the two of you are far from close, so who was it?
I prefer not to say.
I wish to be perfectly frank with you, Mrs. Lyons.